Out here in the perimeter, there are no stars. Out here, we is stoned, immaculate.
Hello, welcome. This is David Eastaugh. This is the C86 show. And I've been going through my archives, finding various interviews from the past, and this is one of those particular ones. This is with the singer-songwriter Rory McLeod, who was coming to Norwich. This was a few years ago, where he was going to be playing at Open. Anyway, that's irrelevant. This is a short interview, and I thought, well, I'd like to archive it, just for the hell of it, really. Hopefully, I will interview him again and get a slightly longer interview, because it would be much more interesting. But this is it, and obviously the beginning of it is us talking about that particular night that he's going to have at Open. That's been and gone. Just let it go, people. This is Rory. This is me. It's short, it's sweet. I will do better next time. Anyway, take it away, Rory.
I'm playing at a place called Open, which
Yeah.
I've never been to before. Sounds like a theatre. I don't know if it is.
It was an old bank, actually.
Oh, was it?
It was a really massive Barclays Bank that was kind of very grand and glitzy and very... It's kind of quite bling in a bizarre way. You know, it was just very ornate and big. So it's a fantastic venue to get. And,
wow.
And you're in the main auditorium, I guess. And,
I guess I don't know, to be honest.
You know.
But, to be honest, when I get there, I'll find out. Normally, it's just take as a find. But
yes.
I'll be singing some. Well, I do my own songs really.
Yes.
And tunes and
Yeah.
all kinds of songs. Some about family. Some kind of, in a way, I see myself as keeping memory alive.
Yeah. Because because you've come. You know, you obviously. You've been on the circuit for a long time as a singer-songwriter, and a sort of travelling troubadour is how people often refer to you, don't they? Do you want to just give us a background of your career?
I'll try to. I've always. I used to play with a jug band and busking with them, and we got invited. Someone saw us playing in a wee club in London called Bungees, and we used to play there. We used to play some other pubs, and we're quite physical. It was played quite in a physical way, really.
Yes.
We used to even playing harmonica with hose pipes and swinging them around the head and getting this kind of strange effect.
And I guess this is the early 80s.
Yeah, it was actually. It was in the 70s, actually, late 70s.
Right.
Because we went to Germany. We got invited to play in Germany by a lover of blues. He was a blues collector, and he just liked the energy.
Yeah.
We had about 3 or 4 harmonica players and 2 guitars. So I ended up being in Germany, playing with them, and I was making songs. Some we did, some we didn't.
Yeah.
Songs about my mum were written back then. And I guess, well, I'm not saying blues guys don't sing about their mum, but anyway, so I was making songs. We didn't do them all.
Yeah.
And I was playing. Then we kind of split up. I was playing with a guitarist for a while, who sometimes I got us gigs, and he didn't show up for gigs, so I was there on my own. I thought, well, I'll do it. I played myself, played harmonica all night, but then I realised I could play my songs, songs, and pick up the guitar. So.
And that
kind of started on my own.
And then you got your first album, wasn't it? Your first solo was called Angry Love in '85.
Yes, this was years later. Because after that, I went off to Mexico. I was in Mexico with the circus, small circus, Azteca family circus in small pueblitos and tobacco plantations. You know, cattle country, really.
Yeah.
And I was kind of musical clown with them, and I did some street stuff on the streets of France as well as clowning, kind of bit of self-taught kind of mime, I suppose. But and then I was still making songs, really. So I came up to Texas, which is near Mexico, and came up there and sang in a few bars, played with a reggae band, harmonica with a reggae band. We supported Peter Tosh and Dennis Brown, and then there's some clubs there that I played in, and there's Kerrville Festival. I won the harmonica competition there. And anyway, I eventually came back. I did come back in the 80s, and I was, with all the songs that I'd made, really. Yeah. In English, of course. I was singing to sometimes I was singing to people who didn't understand English. And some of these songs, of course, Germany and Mexico. But Texas was the first place I came to in Austin. Anyway, a lot of songwriters around there. So it was in that kind of context of small bars. I was singing my songs, not forgetting what I'd written about until people said, "Oh, I like your song about your mum," and the words, So lyrically, people picked up on things. So I came back, and it was the miners' strike going on, and I lived in Tower Block, and I started playing around the UK then.
Yeah, because I think that was where I first came across you in the sort of, I suppose you call it either protest movement or the alternative movement of the 80s. Of kind of, it was that Thatcher period, and there was a lot of you were either on one side or the other side, weren't you, in a bizarre way? And I guess I was, there was the Chumbawamba and Blythe Power and I'm not sure about the Levellers then, but there was a lot of bands,
The Boys and Girls.
right. The Redskins, and and you popped up, and there was always angry poets at most of these things, weren't there?
Yeah, I remember doing some poetry play. There was Apples and Snakes. I've got some. They did a book. I mean, there was with Seething Wells.
Oh gosh, yes, Seething.
And
Attila
Little Brother.
and Attila the Stockbroker as well.
Stockbroker, that's right.
You couldn't go to any gig without him. And so, so Angry Love. Yeah. So was that an album that you had written quite currently from that period, or was that stuff from more what you did in Mexico?
It was a mixture, to be honest. It was a mixture of stuff I'd written in Germany. My mum's song's on there. There's stuff I made in Texas. I remember Whiteface Boot Black was, and then Criminals of Hunger was something I was a response to riots in Brixton, what was going on in Chile and around the world as well. Kind of people, basically, I suppose, apartheid kind of system and breaking laws, and there's good laws and bad laws. There was a lot of judgment, but there was love songs on there. Passing the Pain Down was a response, I think, to the Mrs. Thatcher and the Falklands, the Malvinas, Argentina. As well. So there was a mixture of stuff. In fact, a lot of stuff even ended up on the second album was Kicking the Sawdust. That was a double. So there was a whole load of stuff I had. I always had a backlog. I still have of songs that just didn't make it to an album yet, or. So Angry Love was a mixture of some of those, really.
Because the other artist that was quite similar at the time was, I suppose, Billy Bragg, and there was you as well. And you also really wanted to sort of highlight or capture everyday life. I remember a lot of songs about markets, and traders.
That's right, Spitalfields. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. I remember watching you in a Glastonbury tent on one of the green fields and seeing and hearing these songs, and was like, somebody really wants to document that. Is that one of the reasons for being the songwriter?
Yes, as I said, because I've got stories about my grandma, and it's a way of keeping memory alive, really. And I think songs is a way of doing that. It's a bit like singing people's history and giving it back to them, in a way.
Yeah.
And thinking of the rhythms of their voices and conversational way of singing in a way. So it was a bit of that to celebrate their lives, or my grandma's life, or a farming woman. I did a whole load of songs about people, women. The Singing Copper's another one. And
because when I've delved back into sort of folk music, often it is about sort of capturing, rural life or sea life or something like, it was to try and sort of, it was like storytelling, and sort of preserving a memory of a past time or past people or past village or whatever. And you've always been quite a similar singer-songwriter in that vein, haven't you?
Yeah, no, it is like that. I mean, storytelling, there's definitely, there's stories within stories, and I think Mariachi's Love Song is a bit like that. On another, it's experiences that people I've met, or things that have happened to me, busking or playing, playing for people in their bedrooms, singing, serenading people in Mexico with friends, or. But it is that, I mean, and also I think of them as dance stories because obviously I've got tap shoes, so part of there's a lot of rhythm. So I've played for a lot of people who dance to, who dance to the songs, and. So that's why even their stories are quite rhythmic, in a way.
Right. So you tap dance as well?
I use tap. Yeah, I've got tap shoes that I use. That's part of the rhythm, together with the guitar and the spoons and the voice. Because there's a lot of kind of, I suppose someone once called it kind of rap, but I always thought in the end it's all rhythmic singing, really, like where the rock and roll was, like Chuck Berry and Dylan did, I suppose. And it's just. Happens to be rhythmic, that's all.
Well, it's quite interesting because when I've sort of listened to a lot of your music and realised at times, because I think, God, that's so many lyrics and so much to, and it reminded me a bit of, because I was also into rap in the 80s, I suppose, when I listened a lot to John Peel, Chuck D from Public Enemy, and sort of had that, and it was quite strange. I thought I definitely won't mention that to you, but actually, you mentioned rap, and it did sort of at times it kind of makes sense now that you had a sort of the tap dancing rhythm, because obviously. A lot of it was very, I remember it wasn't just sit down and listen to a singer-songwriter. A lot of your concerts were people getting up and really jigging about and sort of, so they were quite lively, weren't they?
Yeah, well, I've always seen it as a physical thing anyway, like we have memories, and so there's the lyrical side, and, it's internal journeys, there's the inside journey, emotional, then there's the physical with the dancing to it. So it's a way of moving people in more than one way, I suppose. And at that time also, there was all the Linton Kwesi Johnson was around. Bob Marley, I used to think was had great songs, visionary,
Yes.
kind of poet, almost kind of biblical in the way he wrote, with the parables and things. But there was John Cooper Clarke, of course, who I saw once as well. I think.
Yeah.
High speed kind of, and then and I suppose Chuck Berry did a bit of that early rap.
And it was quite interesting what you were saying about your material of your songs reflecting what's happening in your life at the same time, and I think that's quite a grounding experience when the aging process, but not in a corny way, but just in a realizing that decades go by and things happen and big subjects happen and you have to deal with it, and it's quite interesting. And obviously it's bringing those into your songs must add a lot of depth to the material.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I sing one. My mum's song is quite a jolly one, and she just passed away, and I got one from my dad. That he just as another one, just to send him off, really. So it's connecting to the past a bit, and then having kids. There's a kids. I don't like to call it a kids album actually, but I call it songs for big little people. But there's just songs I made because I was with a dance group working with making songs for about wind and breath, and then there's songs I made for my kids anyway, lullabies and songs about being a big brother soon, and having to start realising there's someone else going to be born and you won't be centre of attention anymore, or the kids won't. So all those songs for them, songs to grow on as well, So they're all part of, I think you could have a song for everything. I've got a food song somewhere. Hunger is the best sauce, full of recipes and how to freshen stale bread and kind of almost to survive, because when you travel, as I did, food's very important, part of a balanced diet, of course. But I used to fantasize about roast dinner and this and that, instead of just not beans and rice all the time. So it was a song that I wanted full of silly, but using pots and pans when I recorded it, and cheese graters. But it was so I think there are songs, for all kinds of occasions.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent. Well, thanks, Rory. I hope you have a lovely sunny day up there.
Thanks. Yeah, likewise down there.
And that was me in conversation with Rory McLeod. I know, I've slightly got my tongue tied on that one. God knows why. Anyway, that's the end of the show. It's been brief. It's been emotional, but I hope you enjoyed it. You can contact me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just do @C86show. Keep it positive, otherwise don't bother, for many reasons. And also, I've been archiving these shows for 3 years plus now. So, yes, you can find those on Spotify, iTunes, Mixcloud, and Podbean. We love that one. Anyway, it's me saying goodbye. Bye.